Yeah, because before we were recording, I was telling you most of my clients are usually late. The youngest is usually late 30s. That's my typical client, and they typically have kids,
Yeah,
and they already are a homeowner, right? And the fact that they're a homeowner in the Greater Toronto area, they've amassed significant equity in their homes,
for sure.
which is how they afford down payments for investment properties, right?
Mhm.
That's not you.
Mm,
Actually, that's a great question then for the starter investor. Like, how did
okay.
you assemble capital to start investing?
First of all, I started investing. Well, because this podcast is more about real estate. Let's just talk about that. So for my first property deal, I mean, it came down to $12,000. I mean, I bought my first duplex for 182,000. I know that sounds absurd in
Hmm.
Toronto, and it
Hmm.
kind of is also absurd for this market. It was the cheapest duplex on the market in over 2 years. Flipped that in 8 months, sold it for 260,000 ish. So yeah, so back to the question of how did I amass 12 grand? I mean, 12 grand was literally just saving for a long time, eating ramen noodles. And it literally just comes down to that. Did I want it? Yes, I did. So I needed to do sacrifices. I didn't go out and pay for bottle service with my friends. And I just saved as much as I could and worked 80-hour weeks, 40
Nice.
hours at work, and then 40 hours on ventures, four of which more than that failed. And then finally, YouTube started picking up at some point. And now that's what I do full time with real estate investing. Yeah.
Can you share what projects didn't work out? Because a part of the show is to like I'd love for the listener to find the fastest, easiest path
Mm,
to some sort of financial freedom, financial security, right? And this isn't about
yeah.
get rich quick,
Okay.
but I'm on YouTube and I see, and those ads keep coming through promoting fast money, right? Quick, easy money, right?
Sure.
Like, can you share from your experience what didn't work, so then people can hopefully decide for themselves where to focus their attention?
Sure. Yeah. So multiple different things. First of all, had a clothing brand for a while. That didn't work. Why? Because I quickly realized that margins were relatively low when you're a smaller business that isn't out, like sourcing a lot of your garments overseas. And also, it's such a competitive market that you need huge advertising spend. So I didn't raise capital or anything or take on debt in order to fuel that business, which pretty much blowing up a clothing brand comes down to marketing and like huge branding deals and stuff like that with influencers, paid ads, stuff like that. That just for me didn't work. Um, so that was one business. Another business I had that was really interesting was I was doing branding and merchandise for creators on YouTube. So I had a couple clients that we were three, by the way, on that business, but we had a couple clients that had multiple million subscribers, and we did okay money. But it just came down to the fact that for me, yeah, some of the clients, it was just too problematic. There were too many moving parts in that business, and working full time and then also trying to do YouTube videos was something that was, it was just too much. I was overwhelmed. I was working like 90-hour weeks and it ended up just not working out, kind of had a fall out. But so what you're, okay, so your question is how the fastest way for people without a get rich quick thing.
Right.
People
Maybe
ask
not
me
get
that
rich quick,
sometimes.
get rich reliably. That'd be a great way to do it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? For me, it really just came down to trying three, four businesses. It just comes down to that. Like, you just need to try. People ask me that all the time. Like, okay, what is something I should do? Well, okay, first of all, you need to try multiple different businesses, finally, that complement your skills. So, why did YouTube work for me? Well, I've always been making videos ever since I was a kid. I would make like snowboard videos, and that doesn't correlate one to one with what I'm doing right now. It's completely different, but I've always been into videography. And then, I also like investing now. So why not talk about investing, and making videos also interests me. So just try to find something that complements your skill set, and go from there. And you need to stay consistent with it. For over a year, about 2 years, I'd get no views, pretty much like 100 to 200 views per video. And did I stop? No, I just kept going because I knew it would work. I saw peers in this space making good amounts of money, and I was just consistent with it. And I knew deep down it would work. I just knew it was going to work. So have faith in yourself and stay consistent with your craft. Try different things out.
Right.
It's pretty much all I can
And
say. I mean, there's
but you
no
did eventually pull the plug on some of these projects.
okay, so like when did I know type of thing?
Yeah, because one of the things that's taught out there, and as a
Okay.
one-liner, it's great. Never give up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you still have the clothing brand? And
I think you need to just look at like, yeah, why did I give up on those?
return
Wasn't
on
make Pretty
time.
much just didn't make enough money. Yeah, for my
Yeah.
return on time. That's pretty much what it was. You kind of just know at some point, like it fizzles out.
Hmm.
I can't really give a clear answer as to that. I
Right.
just, for some reason, I knew the YouTube stuff was going to work if I just
Yeah.
stayed consistent versus those businesses, which also are a lot harder to scale because it was physical products,
Hmm.
and digital products are way easier to scale if you have an
Hmm.
audience. So I knew that as soon as if I could get a substantial audience, which
Hmm.
by the way, like 10,000, 20,000 is decent if you have a niche with your content. So I knew that if I could do that, I could at least at the very minimum make a couple $1,000s a month to sustain my living expenses, and then try to transition away from what I was doing in the day and then just go all in, which would then compound because I'd have more time to put
Hmm.
into it, and then it would just take off. And that's kind of what happened. Yeah.
Fascinating.